Welcome to the round table, episode 38. You guys are back. You're where you're supposed to be, and we're so happy to see you. We have got the OG crew here, and we have a very special guest here once again. So let's just get this kicked off and started. We've already got the after party with Fume 209, Cultura Cafe. Good to see you, gentlemen. Let's get it going, and let's chop it up and talk about some stuff. Here we go. Our special guest, Christine Diaz, in the house. How are you, amiga?
I'm really good. Thank you. How are you, amiga?
Good to have you back. I'm so excited.
Invitation.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, here we go. Denise, how are you doing, sis?
Good, sis. How are you guys? Hi, I'm Miss Queen.
Hey, beautiful.
And let's see, the man of the hour, house party himself. We got to hear about this. Hey, house, how are you? I've been hearing about you all the way up north.
Talking down.
Yeah, word has traveled fast that your place was the place to be.
It was a blast, like I said earlier, man. We had fun, lots of peace, lots of food, lots of love, man, and good vibes, man.
Yeah.
People participating, and it was good, man, because that's what it's about, That's what it's about.
Yeah, everybody.
I met lovely Denise right there, man. That was like, as soon as I seen her, I said, man, her and Melvin are like two of the coolest people that I met too, man. Everybody there, honestly, Spanx. I miss JoJo, but Strange Days, man. All these people are cool as heck, man.
He was really like Strange Days was like the party guy.
Yeah, hey, he is, but he's cool as heck, man. He's cool as heck, man. He's fun, man.
Cool. Let me tell you guys, this guy right here in person, like he is who he is on here, but in person it's just like a whole nother
even better
level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kindness, just host of the most. Let me tell you.
Man, it was fun, Denise. You too, man. You're a blessing, yeah.
It was so much fun, you guys. Can I tell you guys?
Yeah, fill us in. We want to hear all about it.
Yeah, of course.
When we got there, House gave us these, which his sister embroidered.
Oh, nice.
I remember you telling us about that once, House, that she makes those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I says, I don't want you really doing that Dallas one, but go ahead.
So you did that, and then I won this for
participating and singing. She got up there singing in the wall right here.
But let me tell you, Melvin won too.
Okay, Melvin took it.
Did you see, I don't know if you guys tapped in, but Melvin, he got up there and he started singing some Jimmy Reed, and I'm like, all right.
I was like, you guys, this guy.
And Melvin's a good guy, man. We had a talk and we kind of like vibe together because we're of the same age,
Yeah.
And we vibe together, man.
Yeah.
It was dope, man. Good man. Good guy, man.
Cholo said he had the time of his life.
Oh my God. Yeah. Cholo was an announcer, you guys. He just he was announcing the next, top model and all that. It was fun.
That's right.
It was dope, man.
Yeah, everybody said that, and I caught bits and pieces of people singing, and I was like, man, I wonder if I would have been brave enough to get up there, and everybody sounded good too.
They
if my husband was, trust me, you would have. Even Pearl Contreras got up there, and she's not about.
Is she shy too?
Hey,
not about that.
Pearl was getting out of that shell, man. Much love to the Contreras family, man, because I met them, and Lena Lodes, Spanx, and Pearl, man. Blessings, man. Just like it's a trip because me and Spanx were talking, and somebody that I knew in high school, he knew, and I said, "No, you're kidding me." I said, "What a small world, man."
That is a small world.
Brother Steve, Bella came.
There's Bella.
Amazing people, man.
Yep. It was so much fun. That's all I have to say. I don't even.
House was passing out cigars. Oscars.
Oscars, yeah.
You're funny.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Strange Days, yes. We saw you, life of the party right there.
Oh yeah, that guy, man. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
you know what made me laugh? What really made my day is my brother, ex-military guy. He came out here and he sung Mi Última Paranda, a Spanish song, right? You don't know Spanish, but he gave it his heart, man, and he went out there and did it, man. And I was laughing, man. I was not laughing at him, but I was like, yeah, that kind of made my day, man.
Yeah. Your sister too, man. Your sister too.
Oh,
It took her all night to get out there, and I'm like, dude, just come. Okay.
Judy, yeah.
Aw, I love that. House, you really, you really did the thing, like the awards and everything, the thought you put into it. And I even heard that you were sending art home with people. Like,
oh yeah, I gave some of my original stuff away, copies of some of my artwork, those Funko Pops that I made, those Chicano Funko Pops. Yeah, and I put a lot of time into those too,
Yes.
And it was just a blessing. Other things, and one of my friends, Steve, that I know from since I was 13 years old, he came to the party. Shout out to Steve Sepp, man. And he donated some of his artwork too, man, and original copies and stuff like that, but a blessing. Then Teresa, I don't know if you know Teresa Diaz, but she gets on here.
Yeah.
She got some gifts also, man. It was a blessing, man.
That is so cool.
We pulled it through, man, and we made it happen. Big D, Big D got up here and sang. I was like, what? Heck yeah.
That's
the rain didn't stop us. The rain did not stop us, man. We're there.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Right. I'm so glad to hear that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Let me ask a question. Was this on YouTube? Because I didn't know about it till today.
Yeah, I was on YouTube. I put it on my channel, but they what do you call that? They blocked it now.
Yeah, they took it down.
Was it because of the music?
Yeah, that's what they said, because of music, so they blocked it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I wanted to go back and look. Yeah. Okay.
See, I still got it because I saved it, but when I tried to share it, it still says blocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can mute it and just add something that YouTube will allow, and we can see the visuals.
Yeah. See, I don't know how to do that yet, but yeah.
I think I know a way around that. Possibly, I'll message it to you and you can try it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 7 hours. It was amazing.
The first one, I mean, it's going to happen again, house party too, but you know what? The rain really didn't even damper it. Some people couldn't make it because of car trouble and this and that. Mm-hmm. But the rain didn't really even damper it, man. We still made it happen, man.
Yeah. I would have too, Cholo. I would have got brave enough with my girls there.
I know. I'd like to see that, Jen.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's like, I'm gonna do it eventually, but I have to go to the.
We should have one up here north, Jen. We should have.
There you go.
Yeah, for all the people up north.
I can't make it for sure.
Yeah.
We've got to. Yeah.
I'll get you to sing. I have a karaoke machine, and I love to sing, so you wouldn't get me to stop.
Oh, really good. Okay, then I would probably just let you take the lead, and I would lip sync.
Hey, Dee was here. Dee was here.
We're backup singers. We're just
hey, shout out to Dee, man, and Keisha, Dee Harrison from G-Lu Show, man.
Yes. And, shout out to Dee.
She sent me a gift, man, and that gift went pretty quick, man. It went like that. But everybody enjoyed it, man. Everybody had some shots and stuff. And shout out to G-Lu, man. That's a homie right there, man.
Shout out to G-Lu. Mm-hmm. That's right. So even though the rain, expected rain and all that, you guys were able to pull it off and everyone was safe getting there and going.
Yeah. They made it home safely. That was the main thing. Everybody made it to and from safely.
Yeah, I know it was boring on the way home.
It was a pleasure though meeting these people because you get to see them on here like we're doing right now. But when you meet in person, when I seen her, it's just like totally different. But she's cool as heck, man. Melvin, cool as heck, man.
It's totally different in person.
Right. Yeah. Because you know what? When you get good vibes and you get good positive people, no drama. There was a party next door that they were having a Spanish party here next door. So Cholo Truck and them almost got mixed up to that one,
Oh.
A couple of people,
It was on and cracking that night. I'm sure we'll touch on it some more throughout the conversation tonight.
I try to get a lot of, because I didn't have time to really do video and stuff like that. But I'm asking people that did video to send me some pictures and videos so I can put something together,
Yeah, good idea. There we go.
Yeah.
That'll be good. I know my week was not nearly that exciting, but how about yourself, Christine? What did you do this last week? Anything?
Saturday was just a chill day. Football. Was it when the Niners played on Saturday?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah. So my husband and the kids are big time Niner fans. I'm not so much, but I'm kind of happy for them. My kids are all Niner fans.
Yeah.
I grew up with my brothers hammering the Niners. They hated the Niners. So they kind of, got me to not like them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them's a Rams fan. The other one's a Cowboys fan. And my favorite brother is a Cowboys fan. So that's kind of like I jumped on the bandwagon. But I don't really care for football, to be honest. I don't care. So if anything, I'm happy for my kids because they're very happy.
There you
the
go.
Niners are doing very well.
Yeah.
So we just stayed home, cooked. I made shrimp, and Mike made some agujitas.
Ooh, that sounds
And
good.
Sunday we went to church, and that was a blessing. And we're really happy. I'm so happy. I just recently started going back about 2 months ago because I had stopped for a while.
Mhm.
But we started going to church again, and I'm very, very happy. I just know that's my calling to be back in church. And as a matter of fact, right now we're talking about singing.
Mhm.
I used to sing and play the piano. That's why I love to sing. And growing up, I was the lead musician at church. I played the piano for many, many years, and I would also lead songs and direct the choir. So it's been a very long time since I last played the piano or sang.
Mhm.
So I don't know. They were talking. The preacher, the pastor was preaching about faith, about serving, and then all of a sudden, I just thought to myself, I'd love to be in the choir, the church choir.
Okay.
And then the pastor said, "Right now, God's speaking to me. I know there's a few of you out here that have the gift of music. Go sign up in service." And I was just feeling like that was God speaking to me.
Oh.
So I was very happy. And then we went to go have dinner. And that was my day. It was pretty chill. And then, today's Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday.
Yes, I know. That's how I feel too. Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay, the kids went back to school yesterday. And I love when they're in school because I get my alone time. I get to be alone. I get to clean and do my stuff. So, yeah, it was pretty chill. It's been chill, but it was a beautiful weekend for sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a good weekend to me. Wow, that is beautiful. And I do remember Mike saying that you had piano fingers in the interview.
It's been a very long time. I mean, I think the last time I played, in a church was more than 10 years ago. So I'm probably a little rusty, but I mean, I started playing when I was about 9 years old, and I stopped when I was about 25. But I mean, I still remember. I just need to practice a little.
Right. You picked it right back up. That's cool. Nice. Well, my weekend was not that exciting, but I did accomplish some things. I am finishing up painting my cabinets in my kitchen. So I took on a little project, and I don't know.
Are you doing that on your own?
What was that?
Are you doing that on your own?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I want mine, and I keep asking my Mike to help me, and he's just like in his la la land world.
Well, I will help you when I finish mine.
I know it. But I mean, now that you're telling me you're doing it, then I should just start doing it,
I love it. My dad used to he used to make cabinets and be into woodwork and stuff. So I kind of have a little passion for it. And to top it off, he made these cabinets. So they're special to me.
That's nice. That's awesome.
Did you sand them before you did them, or you just?
Yeah, I had to just scuff them down a little bit. They weren't painted. It was just like a finish over the wood. But I just had to do something to brighten up the kitchen. I needed a change. And so far, so good. Yeah.
What color did you go from?
It was just a wood finish, like an oak type finish. And then the color that I chose, I don't know, it's called something jungle. I don't know why it's called that. It's like a taupish gray, green. It picks up like a lot of colors depending on what's in there with it. So I'll have to take pictures once I'm all the way done. So
at least you're able to do that, Jen. That's a blessing, man.
I feel blessed. I
I
think
did mine like 8 years ago, and they need them again. So, but I'm not.
yeah. El Chapo, hey. And the fact that it was a little, I didn't think it would get me like that, but it was a little emotional. Like when I was working on them, thinking that my dad had made those and built those and originally installed them in this house. So it was like I felt like I was repurposing something that he created. You know what I mean? So it felt good. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And we did, I'll just say thank you to everyone that saw the community post I had put and sent prayers to my cousin.
Yes.
I don't know everything. And for their privacy, I won't go too deep, but they, lost their son. And it was a tragedy. He was a very young man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a big shock, and it's literally a parent's worst nightmare. So
oh yeah, that's not easy.
Uh,
That's definitely not easy.
no, prayers to them, and just if you guys could just keep them in your prayers, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. But you saying that you had went back to church reminded me too. I wanted to bring this up. Like this is kind of like a little praise report. My aunt has never I don't know. She's always been kind of like the family rebel. She's never wanted to go to church, or even sometimes I'd be like, well, let me pray for you. And she'll back up. But she was always kind of been that way a little bit. Mm-hmm. And she has started going to church recently. And it's thanks to, she's been married now, I think for 2 years, to my new uncle, the one that Cholo interviewed that was in the movie, Crazy Killer Clowns.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
Okay, so he has started. He's got my aunt going to church now, so that is really cool because
it's where you'd find peace, man.
Yeah,
it's really that's the only place you'd find peace.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Right. So I'm happy to hear that. But I was seeing all of these crazy storms that are going on down south. Have you heard anything about what's going on in San Diego?
Yeah, I seen some floods, some big floods. Yeah,
I think I was able to save one of the little clips here. I wanted to show you guys. It was pretty amazing. This gentleman was able to save a guy that was literally getting swept away. Let me see if I can play it for you guys and see. So that was very startling when I saw that, but amazing at the same time that someone was there to grab that gentleman. So shout out to him.
Yesterday that rain came so hard down here for maybe about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Really? But that just bam, you walk outside, it's like crazy, and so that's probably what happened at that time. The same storm system,
Yeah, it was shocking to see it was just crazy, the videos that are up and showing people with it up to their chest and they're walking through, just their streets. Mm-hmm. And I guess it shocked me too, because I really didn't hear anything about it here on the news, but I don't watch a whole lot of news, but I saw that.
You know what I've been seeing lately, almost kind of like the same topic, because I've been watching stuff from before. Like they're saying certain parts of the coastal is going to get flooded big time. And that's it's starting slowly, right? Yeah. But because of the icebergs that broke off, have you seen those? Now that's something big. They're huge, the size of Manhattan or something like that. I can't remember, but they're so big and they're floating. So that's why the water is going to rise. It's melting and the water's rising. So certain parts are going to be underwater, especially like Long Beach, because Long Beach has some man-made stuff. They pushed stuff out there to build that, So eventually, years going by, something like that's going to happen. But the rain stuff, we're getting stuff like, I don't think this was the atmospheric weather, but it was pretty bad, But we're going to get some of that going on pretty soon, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wild. What was it, Christine? Do you remember 3 or 4 years back? We got it really bad up here. Do you
Yeah,
remember
well,
that?
just a year ago, last year we
Was it
had
last year?
worst, yes, just a year ago, and I was just praying that we wouldn't have what we had last year. Remember the
Yeah.
hills, like from Gilroy coming to Salinas, was
Yeah.
really, really bad. Floods everywhere.
Hmm.
Lasted like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, nonstop rain. And
Hmm.
this year hasn't been as bad. I think it's a little normal. The only thing I did notice is it's extremely cold.
Yes.
That I have noticed, there with rains, but not as bad. I just can't with the rain. I'm sorry. I need the sun. I'm so addicted to the sun. I love this.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Especially when I started studying health, how important the vitamin D3 is, and the best you can get is from the sun. And I don't know if you notice, I'm sure you guys notice when it's
Yeah.
gloomy, you feel down, and when it's sunny, you feel happy. So the sun gives you that happy hormone. And so I'm addicted to the sun. I love the sun, and yeah, I'm hoping we don't get a lot of rain, but it has been very cold here up north.
Yeah, it definitely
It's
has.
like that even over here in where I live in Riverside County, and it's been more colder than normal, and you could feel it. You know, I
Yeah.
see the change in the weather. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
in February. February's when.
Yeah, February is when it normally gets like the worst, right?
January and February are just cold months for sure. And Riverside, that area in the summer is a bit on the warm side, right?
Yeah, but last summer was the first summer we had a nice, good summer, not like the 115, 118. I was like, damn, that's hot. But we had like maybe 105, 103,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
good. I
nice.
could deal with that.
I
But when
love
it's
that
like,
kind of heat. We don't hear it in Salinas. It's
yeah,
cold.
Right?
We have cold summers.
wow,
We tend to have like the warmer weather around mid-September, beginning October. It's like a 3 week.
Hmm.
And I'm a photographer, and as a photographer, I love doing shoots around that time because it's warm. We get beautiful sunsets. But our
Hmm.
summers are cold, and they're kind of cloudy, overcast, and very, very cold summers. We have 60-degree weather in our summers. Uh,
Right.
so I love the heat. I love 100-degree weather, and I love dry heat.
yeah,
Okay.
dry heat's better than
Oh my gosh,
humidity,
love it.
definitely.
Yeah. I
Saludos
guess
to everyone, Brenda, Love, everyone on the chat.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Wes
good to see all
Carson,
of you.
Denver, Maeve,
Yeah.
Brenda Love,
Nayla,
Jojo,
yeah, West
everybody.
Carson.
You know what, Miss Chicano,
Yeah.
Chicana, wait, Miss Chicana
Miss
two,
Chicano too.
Chicana two. I do photography also. I used to get into that and do that, and
Oh,
I love that.
nice.
One time in April, late April,
Sorry, guys.
we had a rainstorm here and a snowstorm, and it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I says, "Bam, I'm heading out towards Beaumont area, and I'm gonna jam up there because it was a low level, but they got snow, and I
Mhm.
got some. And you figure it's springtime, and we got I got pictures of palm trees with snow on them, and and not only that, some of the stuff they have is antique stuff around there, and then and it's like it's an old town, right?
Mhm.
So I was able to get a lot of postcard pictures there, man. So beautiful postcard pictures.
Nice. So
Yeah.
you're into like the landscape photography.
Yeah, I do. I do all landscape, I've done portraits. I've done like pinup girls. I've done
Oh,
all kinds of
nice.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
The
yeah,
first photo shoot that I ever
Mm-hmm.
did was a pinup. That was, whoa, like 11 years ago.
yeah.
And I started with that. And then eventually I jumped into what is the hardest, I think, of all photography styles is wedding photography.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It is so hard. And I got into it and I just love it. And I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of work and you're very tired, but it's good. I mean, if you know how to charge, it's good. I know how to charge. I charge a premium price.
Yeah, you got to charge what you're worth, right?
Yes, and I love it. It's a great payday, but it's a lot of work. And the thing about weddings is that anything can happen. I once did a wedding where the groom fainted when he was about to say yes.
Oh my gosh.
Totally fainted, but I know it was the nerves. He didn't eat,
Yes.
and he fainted. So we've seen it all. I've seen it. I've done really high-end weddings at Pebble Beach, for example. You know Pebble
So
Beach.
beautiful.
So beautiful, $1 million weddings, and I've done backyard $300 investment weddings. But you know what? It's so crazy because my price is my price, and I've had people that they're in a budget, but they will use their money for the photography, and I love that. And there's really not so much where they're at. But then I've had millionaires tell me they wanted a better price, and I'm like, get out of here. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What I learned with my business is I don't go for the riches. To me is people will always have money for what they want. Tell me, you can see someone making $20 an hour and they'll go buy a Louis Vuitton purse. They'll put their money there because that's what they want, right? So people will always have money for what they want. So I'm always looking to get those that love the photography.
Right.
And they could have a budget or they could be wealthy, but it's all about the love. And so that's what I learned with photography.
That's interesting because I think it makes sense to me that people that maybe are on the opposite end of the millionaire side would want their photos because that is your memories captured, and you can keep that.
Hey, how do you think they become millionaires? They save their money.
That part, right?
Millionaires, or just people that are well off too. They'll ask for discounts, and not all. I mean, like I said, it's a little bit of everything. So another thing I learned is I don't like to give discounts. I only do it like if I want to do it. I offer it, but I don't like when someone asks me for a discount, then that's not my client. And let me tell you, if I do, which I've done it before, where I kind of work around their budget, they're the ones that are tackling me. They're the more, I want this, I want that. And those that pay me my premium price, no questions asked. They love me, they adore me, they give me gifts, they give me tips, and they're like not dramatic or anything like that. So I love the people that pay me good and that don't question me, and those are the easiest clients.
Right. Yeah, because they value your work, and I get what you're saying. I've noticed that even when back in the day when I would do wedding parties, I would do makeup, and it would always be the ones that were wanting a discount, and they would nitpick everything.
They want more and more, right?
3 more girls in 20 minutes. I'm like, no. I can't. But yeah, it makes sense. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a story, Denise, that you had mentioned to me earlier, and I was looking up some things, and it seems like road rage has always been a huge deal, right? But recently it took a tragic turn somewhere near you. Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, back in May 2021, so there's the freeway right here. I'm not gonna say the freeway, but I live close, maybe like 3 miles to the freeway. And so happened that this incident happened right there where I get on the freeway. And what do you call it? So this lady in one car, she flipped off the other car. And it's so sad. The story is so sad. So she flipped off the guy in the other car, the guy and the girl, and they ended up, I guess down the ways, they ended up like feuding, right? And the guy shot at her car, and she really didn't know it. She didn't know it hit her car until her baby in the back seat. He just turned 6, like 10 days prior to this. He turned 6 years old. And so the baby goes, he says, ow. And she turned around, looked at him, and his head was down. So she immediately got over to the shoulder, got off the car, and some man, I guess, saw what was going on. So he stopped too. And she goes, I don't know, what's going on, and is that like a bullet hole? Because she walked in the back of her car, and the guy said, yeah, it looks like a bullet hole. So she runs to the baby, gets him out of the car seat, and sure enough, he was shot.
Oh my gosh.
And he ended up passing away at the hospital, not too far from here too. And it's so sad, man. They hid those two, the guy and the girl that was driving. They hid for a long time. They hid the car. They didn't find him for about 2 weeks, and everybody was like, "Now, is this like a person that drives daily right here, or what?"
Yeah.
And so they went to court on Monday, and the guy was like, his attorney said, the district attorney tells us, the news, that he didn't intend to kill him. So he just shot at the car. He didn't even know there was a baby in there, whatnot, right? But he didn't mean to kill him. So they're trying not to get him for murder, but he is going to get, they are wanting murder with the
special circumstances or something.
Firearm, like just
the use of a firearm. Wow.
Discharging a firearm to a moving, to a moving vehicle.
They're trying to get it down to a lesser charge.
But what do you guys think? You guys think no matter what, like, he killed baby, like, what should he did, knowing or not knowing, right?
Yeah, knowing or not knowing, it's murder. Yeah. I mean,
especially a child.
Mercy. I would have no mercy. I'm sorry, but anyone. It could have been an elderly, someone young, a child. I have no mercy. I have no mercy. I would not have mercy. So yeah, no, that's a murder. It doesn't matter if he didn't know.
Yeah,
you don't just shoot at a car.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Plain and simple. That's it. You just don't do that. You just
don't do that.
Yeah.
Just because she flipped them off because they almost hit, changing lanes. And that's pretty much what it was. The mom that had the kid in the car flipped off the guy with the gun. And that started the whole road rage thing. And they ended up right here. And that's what the guy ended up doing, was shooting. His name was Andrew, the shooter. So Andrew's trying to say, he didn't know there was a baby. He didn't know he killed him. He didn't know he killed somebody for like a week.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability, man. Yep.
I mean, chances are, if you shoot into a moving vehicle, there's a person in there, and it doesn't matter if he didn't know there's a child.
Cars don't drive by themselves.
Exactly.
That's one of those.
Right. That's awful. I mean, Cholo said a few comments back that the road rage is bad. I would imagine he sees a lot of it being on the road all the time. He probably sees people doing all kinds of stuff. But I've had that, like, even yesterday after picking up my daughter, somebody was behind me and already honking at me before I even got to the stop sign, like as if I was taking too long to go, and I hadn't even got up to it yet. But if I reacted every time somebody honked at me, because I go the speed limit, I'm sorry, but I'm not speeding. I'm not a super aggressive driver. I drive like a granny, pretty much what I'm saying. But
that's good. You're more of a defensive driver too.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to be a fast driver. I used to be all zoom, zoom, just hauling ass. But when I became a truck driver and a bus driver, I slowed down, because you don't drive fast. So I got so many years of that, so used to that. I drive slow. I don't. Once in a while, if I'm in a little rush, but other than that, I just take my time, But you got those other cars. Like, one car came by me the other day, and what was that? A Challenger. And he's all like, making all loud noise, going like this. Wow. And he gets up to the stop sign, and then I pulled up right behind him, and I'm like, what was all that for, But yeah, I've had an encounter on the freeway where this guy cut me off, and he threw a what do you call that? A mug out the window right in front of my car. So I chased him down too.
Did you really?
I said, that's our payback.
I chased him down. What'd you
Um,
get out of that?
I said, payback, bro. You know.
What'd you get out of that though? Chasing
That
him down.
reminds
And
me.
it happened. I had my mug in there too. I said,
Oh,
payback, bro. Boom, boom. And I chucked it at him and he took off, you know. But
yeah,
to me, I mean, you never know now how it's going to turn out
yeah,
because people are just pulling out guns and just firing at you, you know.
mhm.
But I value my life now. But uh, that's how it is, you know. But I think twice. I said, man, okay, easy, youngster. I pulled up. I think I told this story before. At a corner right here, and I was making a right turn. This opposite road, opposite side of the traffic. He was going to make a left, but
Mhm.
he didn't have the green light, right? So I stopped. I looked. He was still stopped there. So I started proceeding. All of a sudden, his light changed, and he started coming real quick. And he stopped right in front of me, like he started yelling at me, like cussing me out, and this and that, right? So I said, hey, sorry about that. And he's all like, you know, still there, sitting there. So I said, all right. So, and I started chasing him down. And I got a little bit in the flesh. I
Yeah.
pulled up right next to them, rolled my window down and looked at him. He's like, and then he bounced. You know, I says, man, because I shouldn't have done that either, but I just got a little heated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that reminds me that I one time I was just reminding my husband, my son, my youngest son, he's 11.
Mhm.
He must have been like 9 or 10 months old, and I went to the grocery store with him. And I'm putting him in his car. We're done. We're going back home, and I'm putting him in his car seat. Taking my time. But you have the door open in the back seat,
Right.
and I'm buckling him up. And then all of a sudden, these two girls that wanted to park next to me honked at me, and
Mhm.
I really got pissed because here I am buckling up a baby.
Right.
Um, and it was two Chicanas that were heavy set,
Mhm.
and I got in the car. I hurried up and got in the car to like back out, and I literally looked at them like, what? Like, and here I am skinny.
Right. You're like, what's up?
Yeah, and these girls were,
Yeah.
girls, they were. I didn't care. I flipped out. I was so mad
Yeah.
that they did that. And then the two start coming towards me, right? And now I'm thinking it's just me by myself, two heavy set 250 pounders.
You're like, what am I gonna do?
And I have a baby in the car. That is the stupidest thing. I thought I was gonna get hard and be like, okay, girls, we're on, right?
Mhm.
So I drove out and they're kind of like, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah, whatever. So anyways, I came to my house and brought the baby, and I literally was gonna go back in the car and look for them. I was gonna go back to the grocery
Oh my gosh,
by
Christine.
myself. But I was so mad. And I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, it goes back to, it's like road rage, you just get really mad, but one has to like let it go. I mean, imagine had I gone off the car and just be like, want to fight two big girls and have my baby in the car, all because of
Mhm.
pride, because they're hurting your ego.
Right.
It's been like, you know what? There's people that don't have common courtesy. They have no class, and we have to live with that. Learn that there's people that have no class and common courtesy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. I mean, I think also you having your baby with you could have played a part into you feeling protective, right? So you react defensively. Like,
That's the only reason I didn't get down. Seriously, I would have not cared if it was two girls against me. I was so mad that they did. I thought that was so disrespectful, right? And so like no common courtesy, common sense.
yeah.
The other day, I was waiting on a lady that was buckling up her baby, and she was taking her time. And I was just waiting, she has her baby, and I'm just kind of smiling, but there's people that have no common courtesy.
Yeah. So
No,
true.
And it's so different today with road rage, and everybody has a gun and they're so fast to figure that out. But you know what? There's cameras everywhere, and this was caught on camera. I think there was cameras there, on the freeway looking over, towards that way. But it's just, everybody's fast to pull out the gun, and it just to get them nowhere, you know, they really don't.
Yeah.
They end up catching them.
It's like being. I had to learn how to be patient, man, because road rage is happy. There's so much traffic now these days, but you have to learn how to be just patient, man, and just do what you just drive, man. But you get those idiots out there, man, and you know what? Sometimes I just let them. I just give them a pass and say, man, just go.
Mhm.
God, do I feel like dealing with this crap? Nah, just go, man. I ain't gonna sweat it because I don't want to mess up my day.
No,
Right.
no.
I
You
think that's
never
the
know.
best thing we can do, right? Is like you said,
Yeah.
just go. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like you don't know if that person has a weapon or if they're mentally stable. It's
Yeah.
not worth it.
I could
I
a
saw
while
that.
back, like 3 weeks ago, or so. I think I told you. I was on the street over here, and I stopped. And if I didn't look both ways like I do, and be quick to rush to go, I would have got T-boned or hit in the front. The guy was going about 60 miles an hour across the street. Didn't even stop at the stop sign, And I'm like, it was this close where I stopped in the middle, and he passed me up. Then he goes and hits the next street, which has a dip, and then he got airborne, and he kept on going. Nobody's chasing him. And I'm like, man, I could have been in the hospital. I said right now, thank you, God. I says, no, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I saw that Mike Chicano too brought up Snoop Dogg's daughter had a stroke at what is she, 24?
24.
That is the first thing I wondered is, if she, because people are saying, you know what I mean, that there's a lot of young people who have received the jab that are getting strokes or different things. I don't want to put that out there. I'm not a medical professional, but I know that a lot of people were debating about that, and
I think it's important to at least question it, right? And have the right to question it. But right now, I guess we don't have the right to question it. But too many happening, too many. But to what point is it a coincidence? It's too many. So
did she survive? Does anybody know about that?
Did she what?
Did she survive?
Sure she did, right?
Yeah. She posted a picture of herself, and she said something like, "I can't believe."
Was it a mild one, or was it was it a big one? You don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, she looked well enough that she was able to take a photo of herself. So God, thank God that she survived. I just hope that they figure out what's going on with her. So prayers.
Did you hear last year about Jimmy Fox?
Yeah.
Like he got really sick and
blind.
And for a while he was not showing himself up, and then he did, but then he says, I'm okay. He doesn't think it's they silence them. They have to, so they have to kind of look at the narrative.
You know what it is? Everybody's human, man. No matter how much money you have, their illness can hit you like that, And look at what they hid in the White House when he got sick and they didn't tell nobody. What's his name? I can't think of his name. He's God, I can't even come up with his name. He's the black guy. What's his name? Does anybody know?
Recently?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I saw that
and
too.
Nobody knew that he was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And stuff. He had cancer. He had cancer. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I mean, it doesn't hit it, man. You could be young, old, and life is life, rich and poor, but things is part of life.
It was sad how they pushed that upon people. Like my husband had till October 31st to get that, and or he would lose his job. And mind you, he's been at his job for like 30 years. Okay. And
that's crazy.
That day came a day before that, and he was like, I have to get it.
Yeah.
And
how about you, Christine? Christine, do you got the V or what?
What do you guys think? Do I have it, Jen? Do I have it or no?
No.
I would say no. If I had to guess. Yeah.
No. You know what? No. So
I see people that got it and they're like on their second and third, and then they got they're coming down with this weird stuff, man. That they're ill, their kidneys failing. Just things happening to people. You know.
Did you guys hear that
Crazy.
that they're now predicting the World Economic Forum? I believe that's what they're called. They're saying that in 2025 that we're going to be hit with a virus 10 times worse than the one we had in 2020. Predictive programming. Remember, I think I talked about that. So basically, these people are very evil, guys. They're Satanists. They worship Satan, and in their religion, they believe that they have to put out the information out there. So karma, because they believe in karma, and karma's not going to get them because they told us. So they're telling us. So yeah, you guys got to prepare. I'm preparing with, my health. I have a bunch of stuff that I prepare myself, but overall it's my faith, and I put myself in God's hands, and I fear no evil. Like, Psalm 23, I fear no evil. And that's one of the reasons I was very caught up 2020, 2021 with everything that was going on. But that really took a toll out of me. And now I'm aware of what's going on, but then I let it go, and I just put myself in God's hands, and I'm in my joy. And but yeah, I will fear no evil. I fear no evil. But
that's what God tells you. It says, although war breaks out, don't fear it. But I heard something similar to what you're saying, and they're saying by the year 2024, something's going to happen like that, and the population's going to drop big time in the United States. Like I don't remember if it was a quarter of the people in the United States are going to kick the bucket. Some disease, illness is going to come, but everybody's messing. China's messing with, coming up with something. It's not going to be a conventional war. It's not going to be nothing like that. It's going to be something that's going to be injected in something and then placed. A lot of stuff is happening right now. You do have to be careful, like Strange Days knows, but and I don't put it past them because of the fact genetics. They start messing with genetics so that it won't affect their people, but it will affect us, So
have you guys noticed all these babies that are being born right now and last year? Go back like 2 years, 3 years ago. Have you noticed the babies that are born, how alert, and their heads already moving the next day after they're born?
I've seen those posts where they're like, wow, these, 2020 babies are something else, and saying that they're, I guess, very advanced right out of the womb.
Because
I seen a baby
moms
coming.
Got the jab.
I seen a baby born, and then he grabbed his cigarette down. It's so stressful here.
No way. That is crazy. I think it's, not telling anyone to be fearful, obviously, and like you said, not to be, and scripture says that, but it's healthy for us to question everything, at least, and look out for ourselves.
But in reality, we shouldn't have to worry about it because it's out of our hands. When it gets to a status like that, it's out of our hands. We got to just do what we can to survive. But then
Denise mentioned that her husband had no choice, right? Till like the day before, or he would get fired. I completely understand that because I have a brother that did that. My brother had to as well. And I have an auntie that herself too. Yeah. So the way I saw it, I remember in 2020, before they announced the V, when everything was happening, I cried myself to sleep for many, many nights because I knew that's what the next thing was going to be, right? And I haven't done a V on my kids or myself or Mike for more than 15 years, Okay. So I was just very, very depressed, and I would cry a lot. To make the long story short, that's why I don't get too caught up in that world no more. I'm aware of it, but I let it go, and my trust and faith is in God. So about a month before, as the pressure was on, right, with the V in 2021, remember, guys? Yeah. The pressure was on, and a miracle happened. I can't go into details of what happened, but I started believing that no matter what, it was not going to affect me or my kids or my husband or my parents, because I even put them in my prayers. And something amazing happened. I cannot talk about it. I can't say it. But I do believe that when you give it to God and you start, no matter what, God, I'm in your hands, and I know the best is yet to come for me. See, that's when you see the miracles happen. So no matter what evil is right there, you just proclaim God's protection.
Of course.
You declare it with your mouth, with your words. I'm so big on that. Like I just live off of that. I will never ever, you'll never see me speak sickness amongst like me or my children. And I have some diagnosis of some stuff that I rebuked. And lately, one of the things my daughter and I have been saying, because my daughter inherited the PCOS, I think I mentioned it ago. And she was telling me, Mom, you know what I've been saying a lot lately? She said, I've been saying that I'm always healthy. I'm always healthy. That's all I know. That's all I've been. And then I thought to myself, by saying that, because your words are so powerful, you can literally reverse whatever is there hindering. I'm a big believer in health, like, the stuff I eat and the stuff I put in my stomach and what I feed myself, right? But I do believe God puts it out there for us, right?
Right.
But I do believe that through your faith, that's the most powerful thing, by you saying that you are whole, that you are healthy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm so programmed to say that I'm healthy. I say it all the time. I am so healthy. Oh my gosh, I'm healthy. Yeah. Like I say it all the time. So my kids have been getting programmed too to say they're healthy, they're whole, they're healthy. So yeah, they're just talking about it. And today I saw another little post about it that they're predicting. It's called predictive programming. They're talking about a virus that's going to be way worse. But I'm like, I ignore it because I know I'm protected by the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm healthy. Like I'm just not gonna worry, and I'm not gonna entertain that.
Yeah.
And when you live like that, you guys, like, I've been saved for so long in my life. I just adapted to living right and living for God and knowing that He's our protector and He's with us 24. He never leaves us nor forsakes us. He's with my girls. He's with my husband. Like I just and you're right, because I used to have anxiety back in the day, like 20 years ago. I had anxiety really bad. I would fall on the floor and think I was dying, and when I found God, that was the first thing I prayed out. Like I don't have that no more. And trust me, God took that away from me. And
right now that you just reminded me, Denise, on Sunday, our pastor said that there are spirits, demons that won't leave unless you can speak it and speak it, but they still won't leave unless you do prayer and fasting. Like there's some demons you can't cast out.
Yeah.
And you know what? When it says call the elders of the church, do it, because you know what? Their prayer, I had them come pray for my house, and ever since then, like I do not feel any type of way like that.
I believe that.
That's what I do. Is I go to the church and have the elders pray over me. And that's basically what I did. And but you know what?
The reason why it says what it says. Sorry,
Yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed? I started like studying the power of prayer and the power when someone lays their hands on you, right? And when the elders or a pastor, they lay their hand on you on your back. You notice that's what they do, right? You go to an altar and then there'll be the pastor, the elders, or if it's a woman, the sisters come and they're touching you, right?
Yeah.
And I started like looking into that. I would recommend you guys to do this little exercise. Like just put your hand, don't even touch yourself, but put your hand very close to your hand, and you're gonna feel this warmness without even touching the warmness. And I really believe that it's that energy, that spirit through our hands. God gave us that anointing. So yes, the elderlies, they have that authority, they have that anointing, and it's
Yeah.
good for you to go and have them pray for your health, for yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, you can't just have anybody pray for you. You can't, because you don't know who, in silence, who they're praying to,
Yes.
Well,
and just be aware of that.
one thing you got to be careful is because the enemy, that which is the devil, he knows the Bible and he even quotes biblical scripture. So it's something that you got to be a good discernment and know, and that's where it's a thing, because I had this one gentleman come up to me and he was talking about God and the Bible, and I was barely being fed as a Christian. I says, I want to be fed. I want to be fed. And then he started saying this stuff about God and F this and about God. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute, I
Mhm.
said, I want to be fed. So then he ends up saying, I says, man, do me a favor. Don't use God's name in vain like that, because he started saying all this stuff. So then I said, and he left. So I says, you know what? If God, because he used to come to my house all the time. But I says, if he not before you, man, don't let him come to me no more, Father. And he never came back. He never came back to me, which is a good thing, because you got to be careful of certain people, man. You got to, because they'll come in and they'll speak about God and they'll talk about this, but the fruit of the spirit,
Mhm.
and if they don't have the fruit of the spirit, then be careful, because some people, oh yeah, I love God, and then they're doing stuff. I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but the thing is, uh, you got to know the discerning of the spirit, if it's a Holy Spirit or if it's the enemy telling you something, because the enemy will try to fool you into things like that, you know.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes, we have to have wisdom. That's for sure.
Yeah,
He's throwing us.
Proverb. I love the book of Proverbs, man.
Hmm.
Love that book.
Yes, yes. Me too.
Amen.
But
There's something, not to, well, I guess it is shifting the topic, but I wanted to ask you this last time, but I think we ran out of time. We were talking about so many things. But when it comes to, like, for example, your husband Mike has done boxing, right? And so, like, when he has fought in the past and he's preparing for a fight, I've always wondered, what is it like for the spouse? Because we hear, interviews with the person that's actually doing it, right? But I've always wondered, what is it like for you, for example? Are you feeling, yeah, like any stress leading up to it?
Yeah.
Or
Yes, I used to feel that. He's very passionate about, fighting and the workouts. And, he was doing that in his early 30s, mid 30s. And I just thought he was already like a little bit up in age.
Mhm.
And he would fight 22-year-olds, and I used to get scared because I would tell him things like, something happens to him. I need my husband. My kids need their dad. Um, but he's very passionate about it. So I would just let him be. I want him to be happy doing something he loves. But at the same time, I did have a lot of anxiety. I would get scared. We have a very good friend that's a boxer, what was a boxer in Salinas, and he got brain damage. And so that would scare me, it would scare me that something like that would happen to Mike. But yeah, no, I support him. I mean, he stopped.
Mhm.
Just I think a year or two ago, he was talking about maybe doing like a fight with a YouTuber, and I'm like, oh no, like no,
You're like, no
I
way.
don't want him. And now he's more into the promotion, like doing the promoting, and then I'm good. I'm like, as long as my
Right.
I don't want him to get hurt,
Mhm.
So but he's good. I don't know, he's not afraid, he's fearless. He doesn't
Right.
care. So I support him. I support him more as a promoter. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, like he would get very skinny when he would fight. He would lose a lot of weight to fight.
Mhm.
And I like him a little thicker, I don't like him too skinny.
Yeah.
But yes, I support him 100%. I know it's his passion. He loves it. Just like, he loves YouTube. So I guess my biggest thing right now as a promoter, like I'm cool. He wants to do it. It's fun, and he'll be making money too. The only thing I'm always asking him is balance. I'm very big on that. Like, I want balance. And I have to constantly tell him, hey, take it down a notch. as I need you here. I don't need you to be physically here with your mind somewhere else. I need you here. And so it's interesting because years ago, I was the one that was always traveling and making a lot of money while I was traveling and doing a lot. And I would be home, but I wasn't home. You know, my mind was in my passion and my business. But then I was forced to stop through COVID, 2020. And then I realized that I had been missing out on being present with my children. So now there's nothing, you can't pay me enough to get me away from my kids and be in the present moment, be there. So that's the only thing. And now I have far more balance than I used to have. And that's the only thing I tell him, like, you know what, I needed to have balance. Okay, we do that. That's fine. I know you love it. And I support you. I mean, I support him a lot. Like I help him out with all the, like this whole background, the whole lighting. Right now, the kind of lighting that I have is different than the one I do for him. Because he's a guy. I don't know if you guys pay attention to his videos. It's more edgy, more dimensional. For me, it's more softer and flatter because I'm a woman and I like to look soft and, but I'm really good at lighting people up depending on if it's a woman, I better make her look beautiful, right? If it's a guy, edgy, poppy, a guy wants to look cool, a girl wants to look beautiful. Yes or no?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely, right.
So I help him a lot with that, with the visuals, the photography, like when I do his pictures, the video visuals, he's more into, well, he does the topics, he does the audios. But I do all the visual. That's 100% me because that's my gift. That's what I know how to do. And so we support each other a lot. He supported me for many years when I was doing all my traveling. He was really good. He's a very good dad, very patient with the kids. So now I support him. I'm kind of like, you want to know what my passion is? My passion is my family. That's God, my family. That's number one for me. And then I still love photography, but health comes more is top priority for me. So it's God, family, my health. Then comes photography and everything else. But I just love being a mom, being a wife, and being home. I'm very homey.
Yeah. I could tell you take a lot of pride in your home and your family. It shows.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I just always wondered because, like, when I watch the fights, you can always tell by looking in the crowd, right? Like who's the wife, the mom, by the face and how they're reacting. I'm like, gosh, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah. No, it's nerve wracking. I mean, you're scared. You're scared that something might happen. But he's good. He's actually very good, and he's fearless. And so I support him, but I don't support him to fight now. Like he just turned 43. Like no,
right? Like
but he's promoting, and I completely support that. He's so passionate about that, and I support him. It's good. It's a sport, I think God has really done something amazing in his life from where he came from. Like when he tells me stories of his past prior to us meeting, I sometimes don't want to hear it, but then I hear it and I'm like, okay, you're not that person anymore,
Yeah.
I'm just very grateful to know that God has done something amazing in his life.
I did tell him, snap out of it. You're wearing skinny jeans now.
No, he's just, I think he's in the right. I mean, even if I'm not like around him, I think he knows better. He knows what to do. He totally, he matured and everything. But like I said, I'm grateful. When I met him, I guess I didn't know. I was so clueless when I met him because I met him in a work environment and he was dressed, nice shirt, nice ties, and and he was so nice and so cordial and so spoken. I thought, oh my gosh, when I met him, I seriously thought I met like this college degree guy, right? And had no idea until later. And it was
came out on your first date, how wearing this.
You know what? I never dated ever. My husband would have been like the last person. I would have never met him in the streets. I was a church girl.
Right.
I was in the choir. Like I would have never met him in the streets because I was never out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to be a work environment. But now I know it was God. It was just God that did that, right?
Go there for sure. Yeah, it had to be, right, or you never would have met. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? My husband, through his life, his story, he's taught me to be more compassionate because I used to judge that lifestyle. Like I was very judgmental of that lifestyle. I mean, I am judgmental when people do crimes. I just said it earlier. I have no mercy. You're going to prison. Like go to sentence them to, but I'm more compassionate now too towards young people that make mistakes. I'm compassionate towards you never know what their upbringing, right? You never know there's something missing at home. And now I'm more compassionate and I understand it more. And now I'm more about like, let's bring those kids to church. Let's tell them that there's other avenues, there's other things they could do to get that sense of belonging, right? Because a lot of these kids join gangs because they want to feel like they belong, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more compassionate and I have more love for that now because my husband, he has showed me to soften my heart and be more, understanding.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, that's definitely a blessing. You learn that through each other.
Yeah,
that's good. And he has the voice for announcing. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Cholo was up to par this weekend, huh?
Yeah, he was
pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking, Cholo Trucker.
Huh?
He did some speaking there at the party.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
He was an announcer.
Oh, nice.
But
nice.
he did pretty good, huh?
My understanding is he's coming to the fight, the event.
Yeah.
He's coming.
I said, Ryan Seacrest, you better watch out.
Yeah. I want to shout out all the women that are in the chat because, like Monica, Brenda, Pearl, everybody that's in the chat, Nayla, like all these women, they're so strong. They're just so strong. They're strong women and they love the Lord and their husbands are just amazing. We gotta raise up our husbands, man.
Amen.
Gotta pray for them every night.
That's really the way to go, rather than living the other lifestyle like we used to,
Yeah.
Because that was what the enemy wanted us to live. We were blinded and we go that route like it was something good to do. And when I first started giving myself to God, I felt I was weak, but I said, nah, I'm stronger now. I'm like even better, as a person, and I thank God for that. I thank God Almighty.
Amen.
Yeah. Right.
And there's one thing funny that I always said, like, God, I used to tell, because my cousins would be like, I don't know why God took him and this and that. And I was like, God don't take people. But you know what? I've been wrong this whole time. Like, God, he puts our date in the Lamb's Book of Life and our death. You know what I mean? So what we do with the in between that is up to us. But do you guys know that? Like, that, right?
Because they says all we do under the sun is toil. Everything we do is meaningless,
No, but he puts our name like
Bible, but
when we're born and then when we pass, our day of death, are born in death, right?
It's predestined already. It's already
Yeah.
So but yeah, I just I was gonna ask if we have time to get into the Trump.
Yeah, go ahead. Kick it off.
Kick it off.
Yeah, kick it off. Let's hear. Fill me in.
You're frozen, Denise.
Yeah, you're frozen.
I know. I mean, I want Christine's input on it first because we just got endorsed, but I wanted to know.
So what is the most recent news in politics? Is there anything going on?
From what yesterday I saw a little bit of some lives. I do know DeSantis. I was a little upset with him. Remember, I think I mentioned it like 2 weeks ago, but he finally endorsed Trump. He did the right thing, I think. These other candidates, they don't stand a chance. I mean, they don't stand a chance with Trump. All they're doing is wasting their time.
Yeah. And their money.
They're starting to endorse him. I think it's looking really good, other than, the Democrats keep trying to find things on him, but they could never find any. He's never guilty, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the disaster.
He just has what? He has like two more people to endorse him.
Yes, but they're just
very low, like 13%.
What is that woman's name? I didn't even know who she was, and I finally saw her yesterday. I felt bad for her. I'm like,
Nikki Haley, I think.
Nikki, I just wanted her to shut up and sit down. Like, I just put your butt down, seriously, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still supporting Trump. I still do until I see otherwise. Until, you know, once I start seeing he doesn't make any sense, you know, he's totally pro. I mean, everything that Christians believe, you know. So I'm happy to continue to support him, and I'm very vocal about it. I don't care. I don't care what people.
Me too. I don't.
Yeah. You know. Remember how I mentioned about the Republicans and the Democrats?
Yeah.
I see Liz Cheney as I think she would be a good president. You know, because she holds up the Constitution. You know, and she's a Republican. You know, and I mean, Republican and Democrats, man, they both have their flaws. But Liz Cheney, when I watched what she said and what she did, and she went by the Constitution, and I have a lot of respect for that lady. And I'm not even sure if she's out of being a person in the presidency, you know, but I would vote for her, you know, rather than Trump, you know, because Trump, I've never been more embarrassed about having Trump as a president. And I'm being truthful to you. The way he talks, the way he tries to be a bully, and the way he says his things, and not coming from other people's point of view, it's coming from his mouth, you know. There's being arrogant, and you can't be arrogant.
And that's the thing that Mike and I love the most of Trump. But, you know, it's respected. I totally respect that from your house. I mean, I respect that. I'm sure you know Biden's the worst president we've ever had.
Hey, I'm not saying Biden's good.
No, and I'm glad that people can have a debate, a respectful debate. But I think we should all agree that he's the worst president we've ever had.
I would rather have somebody else in there that really cares for America as one, you know, rather than divided. You know, Congress and everybody's divided. And I'd rather see a president and somebody younger, you know. But honestly, I think Liz Cheney would be a good president. I don't know why. I see it. I feel it. And rather than anybody else that I see that's running for presidency right now. You know, but and she's been.
Do you guys know that? Like,
when you're president,
I like Carrie Lake. I would want her to be a president. The one that was running in Arizona, Carrie Lake, the one that was running.
Oh yeah, nah.
Oh, I like her. I like people that just come off straight up, give me the truth. That's it. Like, tell me how it is. Yeah. Like, you know, I think you mentioned 2 weeks ago when I was on the show, you said something about, but be careful because Trump might grab me by my, you know what? I'd rather him grab it than Joe Biden sniff it. I mean, that's.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Seriously, I don't want Joe Biden sniffing down there. Like, real. Like, the guy was saying that. And Trump was what guy, what husband, what boyfriend doesn't do that? Let's be real.
Right. That's why I like you.
I
love you.
I'm talking about like things like say this, and this has been proven. Like when you get paper, when you deal with something that's really of interest, dealing with foreign countries and stuff like that, and they give you paperwork to read and go over, and then have a meeting on it. When people and his staff were saying that he didn't even read that stuff, it's just like I'm a deal maker. And I understand your personality, where you come from and how he is, you know, success, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, but there's other things in life that you have to think about is the people, not just oneself, you know. Oneself is like he thinks for himself and his family.
Did you know that the Democrats
that's
and
how
the
I feel as a
Republicans?
person. What's that?
Oh, yeah. Did you know that the Democrats and Republicans get along? Like we all think, oh no, they hate each other and they're fighting. Nah, man, they're in that White House and they're chilling, having
what
fun
they're
with each
both
other.
doing. What they're both doing is pocketing money on both sides.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but you know what? Um, and a lot of people, like right now, look at this. All the homeless people, man. That's sad.
Yeah.
And you know what? They got to start building. They got to start working out to something to provide for these people to have a home. You know, but nothing's really. I heard it in Los Angeles, and they're going to start working in San Diego, I guess. But in reality, they're not really putting all into it. You know, because there's too many homeless people now these days. Some choose because they're caught up on drugs, but others that I see, elderly people, they don't choose to be homeless, but they can't afford certain things because they got ill and something happened to them or whatever, you know. But I feel like that should be addressed right now in this country, man.
House,
You
do you know that 80% of the homeless have so much more than anybody else here? They have the help, they have the mental, the mental help there, they have the housing help there. They don't want all that stuff because they spoke to a few people and they said, oh yeah, we don't want to go, we have to be in by 9 o'clock and we can't have our stuff and we can't take anything in the apartment and we gotta be out a certain time, and they don't want to follow rules.
You know what? I speak to the homeless, right? Like I go feed the homeless and stuff like I tell you, but I spoke to this homeless person, and not by choice that they choose to be out there, right? But they put them up in a what do you call that? A place where it's just a shelter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of drug people, and they ended up getting in a fight. Okay, he doesn't want to be in an environment like that, which I don't think he should either. But yes, it's a start. But I honestly feel that they need to make housing affordable. But a lot of people, they want to be rich now, rich, rich, rich. I want more money for my rent, all this other stuff. And I understand money. But you can't serve both. Money, you can't. Because you know what, a lot of people are poor right now. Yeah, I see that.
And it all follows. If you raise rent, that's because the food has been raised, and it's just
what it is. And this is what Biden did. I'm going to tax all the corporations, the upper echelon, and everything. And what does that? It trickles down. While you're going to do that, what happens there? We're going to start raising our prices on the food and this and that, and then we're going to give you less. So they're smart. They're not stupid. They're still going to work out everything. They're going to run the numbers and everything, and they're still going to come out profitable. So yes, Biden. What was his thing? His big thing. I'm going to tax those richer people, right? And that's what he's doing, and that's why we're feeling this also. That's how I feel too. Biden's not perfect. Heck no.
He's the worst.
No. I've seen worse. I've seen worse.
The worst. I mean, there's no way.
He's not the worst, but he is losing it, honestly.
And he's ungodly. More importantly, he's ungodly. He is anti-righteousness.
You know what?
Let's be real. If we're going to talk about the Bible, let's keep it real. He is unrighteous. He is ungodly. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about his policies, because the policies is what affects us daily. And so I have to keep that real. People can say Trump had all these women. Okay, yeah, but whatever he did, whatever he's lusted for doesn't affect me. His policies affect me. And Joe Biden's policies affect me. So that's what I care about. He's a moron, and he is the devil. Seriously. His policies are totally anti the Lord, anti-God, anti-biblical. So we have to keep it real. But before we go that, si se puede, I want to mention this really quick, Jen. Si se puede just mention something that I thought was really cool. He said something about maybe having a podcast. I'm just going to bring it up, and I really liked it, about what women think, how can we make, basically he said something about how can we help men be better, or maybe let them know what we think, what we feel, because a lot of men don't know that, right? I think that's a really cool topic. I just wanted to bring that up, and I read it right now.
Yeah, that does sound like a great topic. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Si Se Puede. All right. I love that you guys can, like, we can all, I'm learning from everyone too, because I don't dive into politics. So I'm like, I listen to you guys and like, I'll write stuff down, take notes, go look it up after, and, you know, try to draw a conclusion.
And sometimes you listen, watch what a person says, not by what the news, what they're giving their opinion, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because,
yeah, all the way around.
I just watched the movie. Have you guys watched that J-Lo movie? I'm not really into J-Lo because she's far left, but I did like the movie. It's called The Mother.
Oh, yes. That's a good movie.
Good movie. Okay.
Action all the way through.
This part that it just stuck in my mind with you know, she's protecting her daughter, right? Her biological daughter that she didn't raise.
Right.
And the little girl finds out that J-Lo's her mother, right? And she's talking to this guy, this cashier that knows J-Lo since the beginning. And she doesn't have, she can't even admit to me that she's my mother. And then he told her, don't pay attention to what she says, but pay attention to what she does. And to me, I pay attention to what politicians do, not what they say, what they do. It's kind of like, I could have my husband tell me, I love you all day long, but is he showing me that he loves me? Right? They say actions speak louder than words, right? So I don't want to hear pretty words. I want to see action. Yeah. And I love that part of the movie. He told the girl, he goes, don't watch what she says, but what she does. Yeah. And that goes with everything. I'd rather see my husband show me that he loves me through his actions than him telling me, you're the love of my life, I love you. Well, yeah, words, you know, fly, you know, but I want to see it. Same thing goes with politicians. I want to see the president. Don't give me promises. I want to see you do
that part. And there's so much stuff that Biden took off that Trump did that Trump is going to get back. Like he's going to get back that pipeline. We're going to have our own, you know,
energy.
We ain't going to have to borrow from nobody. Like we're in a mess right now.
Totally. And I mean, look at the borders. I mean, a total mess.
And they were letting them in, like the what's his name from Texas.
Did you guys see that?
Huh?
Our governor just approved for all illegals to have free health care. And here we have veterans that are struggling, people that can't afford their insurances. They have to pay an arm and a leg. I have a brother. My brother's paying like $400 a month for insurance. Like, and you know, my brother, he works paycheck to paycheck. I mean, come on. It's just the policies are terrible. So again, going back, I don't want to hear things. I don't want to,
that gets me mad because I was paying $600 a month for insurance.
Yeah, it's very expensive. But illegals are going to get free insurance. Yeah.
They're gonna and now they want to arrest all the illegals that are coming over here. Like, shut up. You let them all in.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I think Liz Cheney can bring the country a little bit together, man, and cross the board from the Republicans to the Democrats and stuff. I hope good things happen for this country, you know, because lately we've been divided and that's not good. You know, we could be a better country. We need to get our stuff squared away with China, you know, trade everything, man. There's a lot of stuff that's going wrong right now.
And I think part of the division is, you know, the media.
They're acting like kids. They're acting like kids. But you know what? They're still getting their money. They're still getting their paid and their health benefits and stuff like that, you know. But to me, they just got to cross the board, man, and really come to a solution because we got to be a great nation. We're spending a lot of money on weapons and stuff. Every country does this, you know, because of everybody's threatening every country, you know. It's a deterrent, basically, is what it is. We came up, look at the name of our B-21 Spirit bomber. It's a Cerebus, which is that the dog's name for the gates of hell. Now Russia's got nuclear missiles that are named Satan 1, Satan 2. What's cracking here, man? You know, but to me, it's like we're spending a lot of money trying to protect our country from other countries. When that happens, that's a lot of wasted money,
That's
because
why we people, we need to get out there and vote. We have to vote. Like, don't say, oh, like, nah, no, vote.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and vote.
Yeah, we definitely all need to do that. Vote who you want in there. For sure. Big D, those are frogs out there. It's not cricket. Yeah.
You from Frogtown?
We go as
let's go.
I have a lot of love for Frogtown, man. That's my cousins from Frogtown and CR.
Yeah. Right. So remember was it last week or week before, we were talking about that food critic that is from TikTok, and he went to the Bay Area, and like he just pretty much didn't even put out his content that he made because he was in such shock of how the Bay Area looked with the homelessness and how really what bad condition it was in. He felt bad for the people. So there was what was the story? What Denise, you had brought it up to me earlier. There's I guess like a notorious restaurant there that's closing.
Oh no, In-N-Out. It's in what did I tell you it was?
Oakland, right?
Oakland. Yeah, in Oakland. They're closing that In-N-Out because it's so bad. There's so much crime. They had they showed a news clip, I think 2 weeks ago, maybe, of a guy breaking into a car that was parked there.
Oh yeah.
And they showed him, somebody was videotaping him breaking in the car, taking all their stuff in. And so that was just one thing, but I'm sure many things have happened since then. But they're closing that In-N-Out and just saying forget it, shutting their doors for the safety of the workers and the people, So I guess I don't know how far the next In-N-Out is, but
yeah, that's I guess some of the same area that that guy Keith Lee was in Oakland. So I was just thinking that's interesting that you had just seen that too, and it must be as bad as he really said it was.
Yeah, and In-N-Out's definitely my favorite burger place, hands down. And when I saw that, I don't blame them. And these, Oakland is probably the worst city right now, right? In California, San Francisco is very close. But going back to policies, they affect us. And this governor he's basically, he's allowing. I mean, they don't get punished. Criminals are not getting punished, and so that's what happens. And
we definitely need to work on our borders, close our borders, because if people from China come in and other countries coming in, we need to work on getting people from the military the benefits and the help that they need for their illnesses and stuff. We need to get work on the homeless people, and rather than doing all this stuff and spending all this money shipping it out to other countries, we got to find somebody that's willing to do stuff like that.
To me, that's what Trump's going to do. Like Biden and Mexico and his son taking all that money from them and bribes and shit, like that needs to stop. Like they're doing some undercover stuff, and that's just not cool.
Yeah, so, and it's just they're going back and forth at each other, man. But it's sad.
Yeah,
very sad.
He's not even running anymore, huh, Christine?
Who's not running?
Biden.
Well, we don't need to, like Wes Carson. No, we don't need to close our borders, like as for transporting stuff back and forth, our trades with Mexico or whatever. But like people coming in and stuff from other countries, all over, and that I don't know if you ever watched the movie Troy. Have you guys watched that?
Heck yeah!
That's my favorite movie. Because you know what? You know how they use that Trojan horse to get in there because they couldn't penetrate the walls. Well, look what all these people that are coming to our country from other countries are being planted in here. And trust me, those people can cause havoc. And yes, we're a big country, but they can cause havoc, man.
Wow. Yeah,
they can shut down a lot of things if they hit our dams, if they hit all this other stuff. Look at the major damage they can do, and it doesn't take very many to do that. Our electrical grids, everything.
Yeah, all of that.
They caught a bunch of them just recently. Chinese people crossing, and they did capture them. Did you see that?
Right. And
yeah, they
that's
caught
the
them.
thing. It's you saying that I caught my ear primarily. It's not what people were thinking. It's not Mexican citizens that are crossing. It's
right.
From all over the world.
It's like the Trojan horse right there, man. Just they're not being in a horse, but they're just trying to get over here and build their little cells and stuff. And that is happening. I have been hearing so much stuff about equipment that we're getting from our towers that are based near our bases. Okay. All of our phone towers and parts of those are from China, which they can eavesdrop and all this other stuff. So they starting to put a hold on building some of those. This was a while back when I heard that. See, because they're trying to figure out ways to penetrate, so because like years ago I had a dream, and I think I told you guys about Russia and China invading the United States, and it wasn't very good, and to me, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, either they come through Alaska, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy thing, but it's going to, we have our hands full. They say we could fight multiple wars at the same time because of our technology, but look at all the people that are going to die. Look at all the kids, all that stuff, and that's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, right now, because of the borders, my understanding is that's why fentanyl is so big right now. That's where they bring it from Mexico, and I believe it comes mainly from China.
From China,
bread as well. Yeah,
and bring it over here. I have that talk with my kids all the time. My little ones, especially. My third child. She's 13 years old, and I'm always talking to her. Like, she's out of my 4 kids, she's the one that's a little bit more like that explorer, the one that's always
more curious or
one. My oldest, she's very, very wise, and she's an old soul. She acts like a 70-year-old. And my 13-year-old, she's the one that's curious since she was born, and I'm always talking. She's in middle school. So I'm constantly talking to her about that, and it's scary. It's definitely scary.
It is. And I do the same with my kids. And, it's scary because I even tell my kids, don't even take a Tylenol from someone else. Like if they tell you it's a Tylenol or an Advil, it's
candy, right?
Yeah.
Or
don't.
Yeah. I tell my daughter, unless you literally go to the store and you go to like a 7-Eleven and you grab the candy, don't get it from no one,
Right.
But and
then you remember how we were telling them, I'm sorry,
go ahead Denise.
Remember how we were saying, I used to tell my girls, don't take a drink if somebody gives you a drink, without the lid, like don't take it. Remember that? Now it's like don't even take a piece of bubble gum from them, you know what I mean?
And I think it's worse now, right? Situations are more worse.
Definitely.
Yeah, you can't take candy, you can't take nothing from somebody, from anyone. It just don't know. That's a sad part.
That's true, man. And that drug is so powerful, man. It's scary,
Yeah, most definitely. We are about to sign out, so I would just want to give everyone a chance. What do you guys have going on tomorrow, Christina? You guys are gonna be on, aren't you?
Yeah. So tomorrow is Wednesday, right? I don't have anything tomorrow. Thursday, I'm meeting up with a group, and maybe I'll connect you, Jen. It's all women, conservative women.
Okay.
And have you heard my husband talk about our friend Karina Powers?
Yes.
Okay,
Didn't you
so
interview
she's
her?
a big time conservative. That girl knows her deal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a woman of God, and she's running locally in our area. And so, she's hosting something at a pizza place in Salinas.
Okay.
And we're going to get together, patriot women that love God, and Republicans. We're more on the red side, you know. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to be there. I'm trying to get more involved locally, because I was very involved in 2020 with the whole country, but now I want to do stuff more locally, reach out to people, and kind of, you know, as Latinas, Hispanics, Mexicanas, you know, here in the area, I want to.
Yes, I love that.
I'm a first generation here. Like my parents are Mexican born. They're born in Mexico. So I feel like my Spanish is really good. And I think I can reach a lot of, you know, Spanish speakers and tell them, hey, this is what's going on locally. Let's get together. Let's, you know.
Yeah, you really could definitely use that to bridge that gap for sure.
Absolutely. So that's Thursday, and on Friday, Mike and I are going to do a live. I'm going to be on his show every 2 weeks now.
Right. That's what I was thinking. So starting this, well, you did it
2 weeks ago. Right. And he finally convinced me. I was sort of like not wanting to. But you know what? Your show's the one that kind of got me like, hey, this is cool. I like it. You know?
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, looking forward to it. That was a great show when you guys were on.
So maybe we could talk a lot of those topics, like too, not just politics, because that's, again, my head is not there no more. I'm aware. I want to help out and everything, but I'm not going to let that consume me. That did consume me 3-4 years ago. Not anymore. My eyes and my sight is in God, and that's it, you know. But I think topics like marriage, like you know, I've been teaching my husband things like what women like, you know, honey, like, this is what I like. And a lot of times I feel like men don't know what women want. And women, I think I posted something the other day. I don't think that we want effort.
I saw that. Yeah, that's true.
We want from a man, we want to see that he's going out of his way. Even it doesn't have to be big, but that he thought of it. And he went out of his way just thinking of you to do something, right?
Hey, I just want to say this real quick, interject this stuff. Denise Scott's a good man there, man. I seen it that day. I said, Malvin is a good man.
I appreciate that, house.
He's a gentleman, and I seen that. It's a good man.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Because he's a man of God, and he's real. And he just puts me on a pedestal, and
I could attest to that, because I seen it, and I said, man, that's how it should be. You know, that's how it should be, and not
and
like
he's always been that way, or did you teach him?
By just words, mere words. You got to show, you know.
Well,
and I seen that.
Has he always been that way, or he gradually learned? Yeah. Did you have to teach him?
He's always been that way. Yeah. He's always been that.
Is that true? Do you think that a woman has to teach a man that, Miss?
I don't. I'm asking her. Like,
no, because I think that has to be like how you're brought up and what you see, you know, and like the values, old school values, and different things, you know, and keep those going, you know, and that's good. But now these days it's different, you know. But shout out to Melvin, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, House. Thank you so much. She was raised by his grandparents, and it's funny, Christine, because I met him at work too, and you know, it's just so funny when he first saw me, and he tells me, "This is what I like about you," and I said, "What?" And at the time we met, I was, you know, taking care of my sister that passed away. She had twins and a little girl, and it was just me and my mom taking care of him, you know. And he would come say, "Hey, you want to go out?" You know, and I'd tell him, "No, you know, I can't go out." And one day he's like snuck through the window, and he's looking at me, you know, run around with them and do this and that. And he's telling me the story, and he goes, "And that's what I liked about you, is that you put them first, you know." And of course, when I had my girls, I already knew how to take care of them, you know. But that was a trip. He's up with his daughters too, you know. He's like Miss Doubtfire with girls.
Hey, Cholo has a good point there. Do women know what men want? There you go.
Yeah, I think I know, but Yeah, there's a few things, but I think men are they're very simple too.
That's true, Bella.
They want respect, right? They want to feel respected. They want to feel needed. Other little things, other little details, but
and I think we should be open to hearing what they want.
Yeah,
and make it a safe place for them to tell us, and not be like judgmental or like, oh, are you serious? You know what I mean? I've seen that before, and
I agree.
Yeah.
I sometimes ask my husband, honey, what do you want? What do you need? Like, tell me, because I want to do or be what you want, right? He goes, just the way you are, honey. Like, he just says that. I'm like, no, tell me, just tell me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That'll be a good topic. Yeah.
American Topper says, I want love.
And women, we're just emotional. You know, we have our ups and downs. I mean, God made us this way, you know.
Hey, I want to raise my hand. And Cholo, maybe we could do that on the next one. Can you jump on with us, Cholo, so we can have 2 men on here and 3 women? So we could debate this and go with this. That'd be dope.
That would be cool. Let's plan on
it. Men, right? 3 men's perspective. And
yeah.
Yes, we'll plan on that. Absolutely.
I love that.
Cool. What do you have coming up this week?
You know, I got my voice back, and I'm getting it back because I was going to start the scriptures before, right after I think, but I'm getting my voice back now, and which is a good thing. So I'll probably start doing my daily devotions in the morning and stuff like that, going on live and just praying for people and just talking to people and uplifting people, man. Awesome. And that's it. That's it.
Okay, looking forward to that for sure. Yeah. And Denise, you're always busy doing stuff. Anything special coming up this week for you?
We might. Okay, so I think Saturday we're going to with Sunny. You guys know Sunny. He's gonna take us to
Sunny.
Yeah, he's gonna take us to a bakery out there in East LA and do that. Maybe spend some time with him, and then just my daughter's leaving to where's she going? She's going to Texas, Fort Worth. So just prepare you guys for me, please. You know,
yes,
that's really far. Right now with the weather and all that, it worries me. But and then layovers at you know, the airports with all this, you know, immigration are, you know, they're letting them stay at a lot of our airports right now because they have nowhere to house them. But that just worries me a little bit. But I have to leave her in God's hands. I know. And
you're gonna make it to her destination.
It's hard.
Amen. Just say it, speak it.
Yes, speak it.
I have to ask the ladies a question. How do you keep your hair so platinum? My hair, I guess because I'm brown, I'm more Mexican than you guys are, like more tan. My hair just goes red right away. Like, you know, I do the highlights and it turns red within weeks. I do have to buy the blue shampoo or purple shampoo.
I was just gonna say
it just goes red. I don't care what I do. I guess because you guys are wet ass.
I'm going to send you a picture of a few products that I have too.
Okay. I love the coolness. I want it to be more cool.
You need to get a toner.
I bought this shampoo. It's really big for my hairstylist. And the first few weeks, it was a lot cooler. But now I'm like, okay. Also, I have some warm lights in the back right here. And it's my hair, making my hair look warmer than it normally is. But your guys' is like super cool. And I love it.
Oh, thank you. I love yours.
You're so white.
I know. I've got these lights on. I feel like I'm glowing right now.
Both of you are like super Spanish, right? Like the Spanish is dominant in you.
Yeah, I'm second generation.
I'm right in the middle. I have indigenous grandparents and very white. So I'm like, you look at me and I look split 50-50.
Yeah.
We'll save that for another topic.
Beautiful. We should. But I just want to thank all of you for being here. Christine, thank you for coming again. House of the party place. That was awesome that you did that. And, you know, I just want to say
it was fun.
Wonderful to see, and shout out to you for that. Denise, always much love, sister. And everyone in the chat. Let's see, we got Wes Carson.
Yes, that's definitely Bella. It's going to happen.
Gunner, Bella, Cholo Trucker, Spanx, Holt, Contreras family, Si Se Puede, Gas Mask, Pancho, Strange Days. Shout out to everyone that tapped in. There's so many comments. I appreciate you guys. And
Yeah,
if
we
you
got
could,
a lot of comments.
yeah,
I
hit the like.
gotta tell her, Cultura Cafe, I'm not painting my room. No way, no how. Stay
Oh.
like this until next year. I'm not painting it.
Before we leave, who do you guys got for the football this weekend?
I don't even know.
House, who do you got?
Nobody, because my team ain't there.
I mean, you don't think so?
The Ravens are playing the
For sure.
49ers, right?
No. The Lions. The Lions are playing the 49ers.
Okay, who's playing the Ravens?
The champions from last year.
The Chiefs, right?
Is it the Chiefs?
I have no idea.
I think it is, but you know what?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Oh,
Kansas City, yeah. I would go for Kansas City because I don't like the Ravens. They're my rivals.
Oh no. Okay.
Ravens played really good though. I think Ravens are gonna win.
You know, we beat the Ravens, and you know what? We got to get our team together, man, because we had a great team, man. But all the veterans.
What's your team, House? What's your team?
The Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay, the Steelers.
Yeah. But Big D right there, the Bengals. You know, he's one of our rivals.
Right. Big D's a Bengals.
I think the Niners are gonna win.
Hey, Monica, you left your beanie here, so I still got it put away. So when you want it, it's here.
Oh, what a good guy! Saved your beanie. That's cool.
We found a beanie and an iPhone. You know, so far.
How funny! An iPhone? Wow! You came up.
She picked it up today.
Yeah. I'll take that iPhone.
Hey man, a shout out to the girls that came, man. Barbie Bars, and her friend Sam, man.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that came.
That's right, Bella. That's right.
Show support. All right, guys. Next Tuesday, same place. We'll have new topics, and you never know who's going to show up. So tap in.
Well, thank you.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
Everybody. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless. Take care.
Bye, Miss Queenie.
All right, you guys have a blessed
iPhone. Cholo, I was coming with those funny comments, but
I know, right? Okay, guys. Buenas noches.